you're hypermobile with constant elbow pain whenever you try to do anything, and you want to fix that, this video is for you. One of the main things that I see in my clients that are hypermobile is whenever they go into extension, they are hyperextending. So what might feel like being locked out is actually hyperextending at the joint, which is causing excess strain on the joints and ligaments. So whenever you're doing exercises, you want to make an emphasis to not fully lock out, but have a slight bend when you do stuff. So as an example, push-ups. If you go here, you're going to hyperextend your elbow and it'll bend backwards. That's going to strain all the ligaments, which is going to cause excess stress here, which causes inflammation, which causes pain. So when you go and do push-ups, my recommendation is when you go, stop before your actual lockout, because stopping before your actual lockout is not hyperextending your elbow. Another thing to consider when talking about elbow pain is scapular stability. If we are limited in scapular stability, the very base of all of our arm movements are limited, because as the scapula transfers force to the shoulder, shoulder transfers to elbow, elbow transfers to hand. If we have the scapula not performing its job appropriately, that messes up the chain reaction of transfer of force from shoulder to elbow, elbow to wrist, which causes muscles to compensate, because the origin of that compensation is the scapula. But if we have proper scapular stability, that leads us to transfer force efficiently to the shoulder, then shoulder to elbow, elbow to hand. Another thing to consider is, are you intentionally gripping to create stability in the forearm to help stabilize the elbow? Like if I was doing a lateral raise, see, I'm kind of just like, I'm barely holding on, but if I squeeze and grip, that's going to cause this to create stability at this and this, which is going to transfer force from here to here to here more efficiently. But if I do this, these muscles are kind of relaxed, they're not stabilizing, so we get a little bit more micro movements than we'd like at the elbow joint because we're not stabilizing it appropriately. The other thing to consider is elbow positioning when you're doing your presses. If you're doing right here when you're doing your presses, that's probably going to cause a lot of elbow pain, but if you're right here, it's probably going to cause less elbow pain. So now we're keeping in mind locking out the elbow, scapular stability, gripping when we do our exercises, and elbow positioning. I'm going to show you an exercise that includes all of those. Okay, so I'll show you from the side view and the front view. This is a variation of a band apart. Slight bend in the elbows, we're gripping this band, head pulled back, open up by retracting the shoulder blades, pull into body, press out, back in. Now this entire time while we do this, we're not locking out our elbows, we're not going to move our head forward. From the front view, it's going to be right here, shoulder blades apart, pull in, press back out, back in. Another tip for elbow pain as well is just do single arm tricep extensions, where you're extending, where you're focusing on gripping and contracting this muscle to pull the arm down and then letting it stretch and really feeling the tricep work to stabilize that elbow joint. I hope this video is helpful. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. As always, thank you for the support. Have a lovely day.